Last time on my main channel, I spoke of the Devilman 1972 anime and its manga counterpart. This video will focus on the Devilman manga made in 1979 titled as Shin Devilman or New Devilman. Despite being made 6 years after the original series ended in 1973, Shin Devilman is not a sequel. In fact, it's more of a side story, taking place during the middle of some events of Devilman, but where exactly it fits into the story could be anywhere between volume 2 and 3, but it is required to read the original story, as Shin Devilman does give away certain plot twists and ends with an epilogue. But before I proceed any further, I have some big news regarding the history of Shin Devilman. The big surprise is this: look what I got! Shin Devilman marks one of the few licensed manga from Go Nagai. In 1995, these comic versions of Shin Devilman were released with digital coloring, yet all the pages are reversed, giving the read left to right treatment. These comics were originally published by Verotech, a small comic book company that focused on mature themed stories, often being blended with violent horror and erotic content. I personally love this ad, which says, "Heroes come and go, but demons are forever." Verotech is founded by Glenn Danzig, who also funded the bands Misfit and Samhain, but according to Anime News Network, Glenn Danzig is also responsible for localizing Devilman for a Western audience. Furthermore, Devilman's appearance in the West eventually led Glenn Danzig to create his own Devilman-inspired character, Satanica, who appeared in 1996, 1 year before Go Nagai created Devilman Lady. Unfortunately, Verotech only released 3 issues of Shin Devilman, each containing 1 chapter. But enough about the comic and onto the actual review of the story. Shin Devilman commences with Akira Fudo talking to the reader, giving out exposition of who he is and speaking of his friend Ryo Asuka. With an opening such as this makes me wonder if Verotech licensed this manga simply because it was shorter or for jumping straight into the action. Maybe it was also cheaper to license than the original Devilman. Who knows? So, Akira visits Ryo only to be attacked by a worm demon, which leads to the conflict of the story. By a certain character's power, Akira and Ryo are caught in a wormhole that causes time travel to the past, including Germany, Europe, France, Greece, and the United States. The entire story consists of Devilman killing demons in the mentioned locations, but the author Go Nagai also throws in some twists into history. In this tale, demons are trying to alter history by corrupting people to slaughter each other in murder, genocide, and war. However, this is a double-edged sword. In the original Devilman, the theme of the story was anti-war, where I quote Go Nagai, "There is no justice in war, any war, nor is there any justification for human beings killing one another." Devilman is a tale of warning as we step towards a bright future. In Shin Devilman, the argument takes a different tone due to the demon involvement, but this could be interpreted in 2 ways. The first being that this is a bad choice on Go Nagai's part, as it diminishes humans' own vices as they were not responsible because of demonic possession or interference. The second option is the idea being okay, as if we're going by Devilman rules, then people who are possessed or corrupted by demons had evil hearts to begin with, so they just added fuel to the fire. Yet, this is a case-by-case scenario, as there are some chapters that don't feel believable, even by fictional standards such as Chapter 1. The first chapter is set in Germany, where an artist is being mistreated by a Jewish man who happened to be possessed by a demon. Since then, the German man decides to rid himself of the Jewish people, and you guessed it, this artist is Adolf Hitler. However, this is the weaker part of Shin Devilman, as it doesn't seem like a good reason for Adolf to turn all dictator. Furthermore, I'm not sure whether these demonic influences serve as a time loop, as if things will still turn out the same with or without demonic interference, or if demons always had a role to play in human history. It's just something that bothers me, which affects the whole concept of the story. I suppose this is why the series is only 5 chapters long. With all honesty, there isn't much else to say. Each chapter have their own time period which allowed room for visual creativity, such as the ancient Greece setting where Devilman fits right in with Greek mythology. There's a couple of surprises in these chapters, so I'd rather not spoil what little content that's available in this short story. So, is Shin Devilman better or as good as the original Devilman? No, but the artwork is still captivating as the original story. The writing itself is pretty average and the quality really shifts with each chapter, but I think the best part is found in Chapter 2. In this scene, Joan the Arc is put on trial by demons, in which they engage in a dreadful conversation about war. Despite being an average tale, what Shin Devilman excels in is reminding the reader of world history and the tragedies that bestow different cultures and nationalities. At the end of the day, these chapters are based mostly on real life events and real people. While the content is certainly fiction, the final page tells us the truth, showing a bloody history of war, further validating Go Nagai's own quote, "There is no justice in war, any war." It's a shame that with the time-traveling gimmick, I felt Go Nagai should instead focus on the Salem witch trials, which served as a huge influence to Go Nagai's writing, or better yet, the Vietnam War draft, which again impacted the writing of Devilman. But what truly saves this manga is the epilogue, which takes place during the ending of the original 1972 manga. The last pages feature no dialogue, simply images telling the story of a broken man who lost his faith, his love, and his purpose of being. While Shin Devilman is the second Devilman work of Go Nagai, it wasn't until 1997 when Devilman would get a real sequel. However, I still have a lot of Devilman series to cover before I speak of that certain sequel. So tune in next time on my main channel as we jump from 1978 to 1987 in Devilman's next anime adaptation, the OVA titled Devilman: The Birth. I'm the manly anime hero and I review manga so you can read it.